Hi everybody, this is Diane. It is time to do my weekly collage. It is Saturday. I usually do this in the morning, pretty early in my day, but I went to the flea market. That's the one I go to once a month. I did that today, so here it is, afternoon, and I'm just doing my collage. It's 2:41. So this is what we did last week, and I never did do the planner part because I had to cover that up and I just didn't take the time to do that. So I've just prepped these two pieces of paper that I can journal on, and I'm going to glue them down right now before we get into the collage. I can't believe that it's May 1st already. Happy May Day. So this will be the first collage in May. So that means I have completed 4 months worth of collages. So we are going to be working on week 17. Sometimes I even pull my collage prompt pieces Friday night before I go to bed, but I didn't do that. So I did that just now. So now this is ready for me to fill in with what I did each day of this week. Now, the week of April 24th. So now I'm going to, I have to do the same thing on this page, won't I? Yep. So I'm going to collage on this page, and I'll show you the pieces that I pulled. The first prompt is squares. So I got my 1 1/4 inch square punch out, and I just took this strip of paper that has been in my stash forever. It was a 12 by 12 sheet of children's book spines, and I never knew what to do with it, and I like the colors, so I just punched some squares out, and I got the word magic on one, so I'll do something with those. I have a text or a quote, so I chose 3. This is a printable, and these 2 came from magazines, and we'll decide which one we want. A postal item. I pulled a couple of different address labels, vintage, a couple of postage stamps, and these airmail stickers, and just some pieces that were cut off of airmail envelopes. So we'll do something with one or more of those things. A pen or a pencil, photo, drawn, or stamped. I just got at the flea market today a large instruction book on how to draw, do lettering, so I thought there must be some pens in that book. So I'm going to use this hand using the fountain pen there. Something that represents summer, and I found this bouquet of Gaillardia daisies, and this is a vintage shelf liner from an old magazine. It's not a shelf liner, it's a magazine image of a shelf liner, and it's geraniums, and I think geraniums really represent summer. And a bonus is a dictionary page. I don't know if I'll use the bonus. So I'm going to start by cutting out this hand. Oh, and look, she's making lines, and the lines form a square. So I might be able to incorporate that into my square prompt. It's pretty nice out. It was cold today. The barns where the flea market is, they're not heated. They don't usually have anything going on in the winter. And it's usually quite cold the first day of the season, which is the first weekend in April. But this is the first weekend in May. And it was cold in there. Not as cold as April, but it was cold. But I think it's warming up. We had a chilly and very windy day yesterday. We had high wind warnings, so we've had a lot of weather in spring so far. We've had a lot of rain and a lot of windy days, which I love, so I am not complaining. So there's that. Now, put that there for now and see what happens. I could make the squares march along from that, coming off from that, maybe. Maybe I won't use all of these, but maybe I'll use some. Well, I know I will use some. I like the colors of these squares against this yellow. There's a little girl in a swing at the top of that, like a publisher's trademark. I think if I'm going to use these bright colors, that this quote would be good. She just had this way of brightening the day. I move that down. I need to cover up that word there that goes across the vase. Okay, we've got squares. We will add this text at the end. A postal item. Let's find a postal item. How about a stamp with the flowers? So continuing with the flower theme. A pen or a pencil, something that represents summer, and dictionary page for a bonus. I'm not going to try to look for a specific word. I just pulled some pages. And I'm trying to see if I used it, what shape would it be and where do I want it? I don't even know that I want it. There's a lot of empty space, but that's okay. The yellow is pretty, and it's okay to have empty space in a collage. You don't need to fill it all up. Will there be movement in this collage? I think so, because there's a girl swinging, and this person is in the act of writing. And the flowers always have movement. Their stems are bendy. And this bouquet kind of springs out from the center where the stems are gathered. So I think there would be movement in this the way it is. And I think I might just do this. We don't need the dictionary text. So I'm going to start by gluing down this bouquet of flowers. I'll just trim it up a little bit better. I don't want all that white. I'm going to have some of it. I'm not going to trim in between all those leaves, but I want the flowers to look like they're separate flowers instead of all frozen together with that white globe around them. That looks better already. I think that's good enough. Almost. That will go right there. I'll cover up part of that word with the hand, and the rest of it can be covered up with the stamp. Guess I'll let some of the letters show because I want the stamp to come off of the vase a little more. Maybe I'll angle it too. I'm going to use a wet glue for these because they're quite stiff pieces of cardstock. This is a nice and bright collage. I think that something that represents summer came at a good time on May 1st. I know it's still spring, but lawns are being mowed. We're thinking about summer. It's still chilly here, but we did have some days that were 80 degrees or a little bit higher than 80 recently, so I know some of the country is much warmer than that. Maybe I'll make one go wobbly. The magic one. Whoops. And then we can add the quote, and that'll help fill in some of the space too. So we could be talking about this little girl on the swing. She just had, or it could be the lady writing. She's writing a letter. That would brighten somebody's day. She just had this way of brightening the day. Okay, good. I'm just going to ink the edges that I cut so they match the other edges that were printed that way. I don't usually ink when I'm doing a collage. Not usually, but sometimes. Okay, that job's done. Now we get to glue them all down. Are you collaging while I'm collaging? She just had this way of brightening the day. I'd be kind of mad if I glued these on in the wrong order. I'm making sure some of the letters overlap some of the images so that they feel like a part of the collage and not just stuck on there, which is what they are. They're just stuck on there. But they want to feel like they belong, just like we all do. And they do belong. Okay. I like the bright colors of that. Now we can switch to May. First, whoops, gotta have a 0. Or is there a blank? I guess I have to use the 0. May 5th, 2021. My, how time flies. 5th? Why did it's the 5th month, not the 5th day. It is May 1st. Not that it matters, but apparently it does matter because I'm going to fix it. I had to write a bunch of checks today. So I wrote 5-1. So for some reason my mind just went to 5. So gotta change this to 1. And I even talked about it being May 1st and Happy May Day and all of that. It's silly. There. Just use this. Won't seep out as much. There. And I'm going to, as soon as I turn the camera off, I'm going to cover this. I don't want to cover that because I like that little doll. Maybe I'll just write around it. And I'll do my journaling on both of those pages before I put this book away till next week. So here we go. Squares, a quote, postal item, pen, and something that represents summer. Wonder if I need to do a black line around this one. I think maybe I do. Do I? I think I'll come back to that and see if I'll figure that out next time I look at it. So here we go. The first collage of May. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back to watch this collage book getting filled up for the rest of the year. And I will see you in the next video. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.